Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very, very special edition of the Money Mondays, where we normally talk about three core topics: how to make money, how to invest money, how to give it away to charity. We're not doing any of that today because I am giving away my $15 million ranch. Yes, I'm being dead serious. It is free to enter. You can obviously buy a bunch more tickets and there's bundle packages, etc. And so I decided to interview someone who is fantastic at marketing. He has a marketing group chat with over 1,000 marketers in it. He has one of the biggest podcasts on the planet. And so I wanted to go over what's happening with this raffle and why I came up with this crazy idea to give away 103 prizes and $15 million ranch at the same time. We're going to go through that. But first, what I want to do is get a quick 60-second bio from Sean Kelly so we can get straight to the money.
Oh, full circle moment. Thanks for having me, Dan. I always tell people you were my first mentor. I joined your mastermind when I was 21, spent half my net worth at the time, and it's the best ROI I've ever had. So thank you, first of all. But yeah, quick bio. I am the host of Digital Social Hour. We're one of the top-ranked podcasts in the world right now. 200 million monthly views, interview all the most interesting people in the world. Started off as a marketing show, actually. We hit #1 in marketing and then switched over to the education category. So that's where I'm at right now.
Why is marketing so important?
Man, it's everything. And these days, with good marketing, you can become a celebrity overnight. We were just talking about the Clippers. And if you know how to spend money in the right way, marketing can propel your brand to the next level.
So when you say 200 million views a month, how's that happening? Is it the guest? Is it you? Is it a combination? Like, what makes 200 million views happen?
It's mainly the guest. So on my show, I have an 80-20 rule. I talk 20% of the time. I like to highlight the guest, and half of that viewership is from my own social media channels. We get about 100 million off my Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and then the other 100 million is from Clipper Networks, which are like fan pages that post my content.
Wow. So this has become like a machine. Like, you're doing a lot of podcasts. You've put a lot of time into it. Why focus so much on the podcast space?
The media industry is blowing up right now. Podcasts are selling at crazy multiples. It's also really fun, man. Like, it's really fulfilling interviewing really intelligent people, get to meet the smartest people you can imagine. Like, it makes me really humbled, honestly, talking to some of these people. Our mutual friend, Walter O'Brien, has been on, and man, that guy is smart.
The smartest person in the world.
Yeah, it's fun. You can make money off it. Those are the two things I look for these days when I get into a business.
So how do you decide? Because I'm sure you're getting bombarded, hundreds of people trying to be on your podcast. How do you decide who's interesting, who's cool, who's smart, who's funny? Like, how do you decide when there's so many options in the world?
Yeah, it's getting harder. There's thousands of applications every month right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I used to really have to find people when we first started and we had no views, but now it's the opposite issue. So got a team now doing the vetting, but myself, I still have the final say in all the guests. And for me, followers actually don't matter. And I agree with Gary Vee that followers are becoming more and more relevant these days. Yep. People should not be focusing on followers. They should be focusing on views and engagement. Mm-hmm. So when I'm studying a guest, I look at what they're talking about and I frame in my head, I'm like, can I make this guy go viral? Can I amplify his message?
So someone that's out there, they want to be on your podcast. They're like, I want to be on the top podcast on the planet. How do they get a hold of you or your team? Like, how do they go through the process?
Yeah, we got a link on the site if they want to apply. I know we share a lot of guests, so happy to send you some people too. But if you're interested, we'll put a link in the video, I guess.
So let's say someone's on the podcast, they get interviewed by Sean Kelly, and a video does go viral, 67 million views. What do they do the next day?
You need a good funnel. So like there's automations you could set up on your Instagram videos where it's like comment a certain word, we'll send you a link. So set something like that up because you're going to get a lot of traffic. We guarantee 10 million views if you're coming on the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we run clippers to the episode. So you're going to get views.
Right.
So make sure your team's ready. Yeah, ready to go. You'll get hundreds of messages on Instagram. So have a good funnel, have a good VA or whatever in your inbox.
What do you think people are doing wrong on social media?
Oh, that's a really good question, man. I see a lot of just people try to copy each other. Like, find your own lane. You know, there's so many podcasts, but find what makes yours unique. Don't ever ask the same basic questions. Like, what's your story? I hate that question.
That's why I do 60-second bios.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, get that out of the way. Ask really unique questions. These days with AI, man, I use 4 different AI programs to come up with questions for my guests.
Interesting.
Yeah, Perplexity, OpenAI, Claude, and Gemini, and I find the best questions. I summarize all their books. I summarize their previous podcast appearances because I film 50 a month, so I don't have time.
50 podcasts a month?
Yeah, so I don't have time
I do 4. And sometimes I do 8, and sometimes there'll be a double episode.
Yeah, I don't recommend that, by the way. I'm just speaking from my point of view. I don't have time to read all their books and watch all their podcasts.
Sure.
So I like AI to help with that.
Okay, they get onto your show. What makes them compelling? What can they do when they get onto your show to stand out?
I would study other top people in your space, how they're delivering their message. because you're not going to be good at first. So I wouldn't recommend coming on my show if you've never been on a podcast, just being honest, because I've had on a lot of first timers and it's rarely ever good. My first 50 episodes sucked. I was terrible. I'm a huge
they're
introvert.
awkward, they're nervous. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you got to develop that skill, and that comes from experience.
Very cool. Now, what if someone wants to start their podcast? There's 5.2 million podcasts in the world, and they want to go fight their good fight. Because out of the 5.2 million, there's actually not that many that are consistent. What would you say to someone that wants to start and launch a podcast now?
Super competitive space, super saturated. So I would ask yourself why. If you're just doing it for views, it's going to be really hard. If you're doing it to make money, it's going to be super difficult. But if you can use it as a networking resource to get access to people that you don't have access to, that's where I would start a podcast right now.
So what's interesting about podcasts is it gives you an excuse, a calling card, if you will, to interview anybody you want. You can go try to get a hold of celebrities and athletes and household names, and you might get them on the show. We've seen the Gary V's and we've seen the Damon Johns of the world, the Shark Tank guys, like go on someone's first, second, third podcast. And even though it's not that good, they know that they're basically like not co-signing for them, but basically signing their life that they're going to now have that big jump. Look at Casey Adams, right?
Yep.
One of his first podcasts was me, Gary V, and he had Larry King. Mm-hmm. That was like his first week.
Crazy. Shout out to Casey, man.
And now look at him, owns a podcast platform, et cetera. So, and he was a kid when he did it in high school. So now someone decides they want to start a podcast. Do you think it's better to niche down or be a generalized podcast?
I would start niche at first, because generalized is going to be really tough to find that core audience. And you really don't need to be chasing millions of views. You just need a good quality, maybe 1,000 viewership audience base. So I would niche down at first, which is what I did. It was a marketing podcast. After like 100 episodes of talking about marketing, I honestly got a little bored, wanted to expand to other topics. Yep. So that's where I'm at now. But I would start niche at first.
So with the Money Mondays, I decided to focus on this core where it was very clear. I'm talking about money, except for today because of you and because of this whole ranch giveaway. And Mondays, so that they know when it comes out. I'm treating my podcast like a TV show. Every Monday, 8 a.m., no matter what podcast comes out, whether it's one guest or two guests, I make them under 40 minutes because the average commute is 45 minutes and the average workout is 45 minutes. And so I knew that 35 to 40 minutes is what people could consume. I'm not Joe Rogan. I can't do 3.5-hour podcasts. I could, but I'm not going to get the listen-through rate that he does, right? Yeah. And so I'd like to keep it short, sweet, and focused on 3 core topics. Again, today's a special episode because I got Sean Kelly in the building, and we want to talk about marketing. But normally, I just cover 3 topics over and over and over, and I'm asking them these core questions because a business owner that owns restaurants versus a rapper versus Gary Vee versus Gary Brecka are all going to be different types and styles of answers, even for the very same questions.
Right.
So for you, when you're having these 4 platforms search the questions, are you then deciding, okay, this is what's going to go viral, or you just want to ask and get creative with them?
I want to get creative. I want to ask some stuff. I want to challenge them. I want them to really be put on the spot. I want the guest to be saying, wow, I've never been asked that before. Nice. Wow, really good questions. Like if they're not saying that on the episode, I feel like I failed as a host. Like cool. I want them to be a little caught off guard, honestly. Like these guys have been asked the same question hundreds of times. Right. Like it gets annoying. I'm sure you get asked the same thing every day. So I want them to just be comfortable. I want them to open up, and I want them to have a conversation.
So speaking of that, I'll challenge you. You used to be introverted and quiet, especially at our first masterminds. We had celebrities and athletes and actors, and you were very quiet and reserved. How did you get past that? How are you now, Sean Kelly, that everyone knows? You throw events and 1,000 people show up with 2 days' notice. Like, how are you, Sean Kelly, now?
So I still am. I still am an introvert. And actually, I got diagnosed with autism, ADHD, all this mental conditions, traumatic brain injury. So I didn't realize that till later in life. But I've always been shy, man. But yeah, that first event, I think I showed up in sweatpants and a hoodie. And I didn't know what I was walking into. Meeting Justin Bieber in a hoodie or whatever. So that was on me. But I think I gained confidence through success. I don't think you can read a book and learn confidence. I think you got to actually take some action. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a quote by Lisa Bilyeu that she says, knowledge breeds confidence. And it's been stuck in my head because it's basically like if you go study everything about a topic, you'll feel comfortable saying it on stage, saying it on a podcast, saying it to each other. But when you don't know, and someone says, oh, how do you cook an egg? And you're like, what do you mean? Or how do you start a real estate company? I don't know. But if you actually know it inside out, you will feel confident talking about it on stage, on a podcast, et cetera.
Exactly.
All right. Now I need your help.
Yeah.
I launched ranchraffle.com. I've been working on this for a month. And the way it came up was about a month ago, this lady went viral in Ireland. She was selling her house, couldn't really get buyers for it, and she posted it on this platform called Rafal. It was like $1 a ticket or $5 a ticket. And she sold like $2 million or something crazy of this, so a lot more than her house was worth, and she made a ton of money. So I start researching all the different companies. Obviously, I end up with that main company that she used to figure out, how did you do this? Why did you do this? How does it work? What are the rules, etc. And what I found out was they've done this for 10 years. They've done 140,000 prizes. So they got it. They got all the things to, make it work. They know all the legalities and rules and regulations, etc. And so my question is, I did 2 parts. Raffling off a $15 million ranch. And the reason for it was I got multiple offers, but they were all from developers. So I got 5 offers, but it was like, we'll put $2 million down, or we'll put $3 million down, and you carry the note, or seller financing, or be our JV partner. And I want to either sell the ranch or keep it. I didn't want to be like a JV partner with someone I didn't know.
Right.
If I'm going to develop it, I'm going to develop it with some people that I know and trust. And so the ranch has gotten billions of views over the years because of the Real Tarzan, because of our content and all the things that happen there, the military training, etc. But I wanted to overdo it. And so from a marketing perspective, I then added 103 other prizes. A car by Vanderhall, like a really cool company. Wild Garage motorcycle, like a custom $40,000 motorcycle. Laptops and headphones and diamond watches and all these different things. Because I didn't want people to think I'm just doing the ranch itself. I wanted to overwhelm and have over 100 winners so that people all over the world could win. I then tied in the world's largest toy drive. So this is our 12-year anniversary. We're doing BMO Stadium, December 13th in Los Angeles. We're doing the Miami Heat Arena again. We're doing New Jersey with 118,000 toy minimum guarantee.
Wow.
Like, we're going to break all of our own records for the world's largest toy drive. And that's trinaskids.org. That's the charity. So saying all that, there's $15 million ranch, $5 tickets, 103 prizes. The prizes are, I'm either buying them or some of them are sponsored by different brands. What are your thoughts on everything I just said and how to get that message out there to the world?
That is crazy. This might be the biggest giveaway of all time.
Yeah.
You might have to hit up Mr. Beast.
Right? I'd love him to be part of it in some fashion because it is for charity. It's for the world's largest toy drive.
So did you see what he just did with Team Water, I think it was?
Yeah, $12 million off one stream.
So what if you started partnering with live streamers to do that?
I would love to.
I mean, that method clearly worked for him, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we find you some streamers to partner with. Hormozy with the book launch, maybe take some ideas from that, 105 million.
Crushed it.
Yeah. I always tell people, like, just follow what works.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to, like, people always get in their own heads, I think. Like, I was so scared to start a podcast for years because of the fear of judgment. And, like, I think a lot of people are like that with whatever business they're thinking of.
When I say these things, what becomes compelling to you? Is it $15 million ranch? Is it 103 different prizes? Is it the world's largest toy drive? Is there something that clicks or stands out for you? What do you hear from the marketing brain of yours?
The ranch is really fascinating. I don't think anyone's ever done something like that other than the girl you mentioned. Yeah. But the toy drive also, if people really like kids, I think it depends on the person. But I love your toy drives. I was at the Vegas one last year. Came through with some good old Target goodies.
We'll do it again this year in Vegas as well. So we do 10 cities in 19 days. I fly around like a psychopath with Vince Ritchie and literally fly to 10 cities. And we might even do more this year. But my goal for this one is to overdo it. I did a Tony Robbins mastermind 2 months ago, and he challenged me. He's like, I'm going to give you advice that you would give to other people. He's like, you know people that are wealthy. Why aren't you calling them? And I said, well, I've been self-funding it or having people do one-on-one coaching and wiring it to my charity, like doing things to be creative to get this $2 million a year that I need to support the charity. And he said something that's burned into my mind, and I actually get emotional mentally thinking about it. And I'm not really an emotional guy. He said, every time you don't call that rich person to donate, less kids get toys.
Damn.
And it's just stuck in my, I got a little tear. Like, it's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fact that my ego won't text Sean Kelly, hey, donate $1,000 or $100 or 500 grand, whatever the number is for someone. Me not asking you to donate means less kids get toys.
Yeah.
And I've got 6,400 people on my phone that I should be texting, calling, that I have helped over the years, whether it's for a favor or I don't know them well or their acquaintance. He was basically just instilling in my mind that now I think about it every day. And so that's part of why I'm going to overdrive. Normally I launch my toy drive like November and like, okay, toy drive's next week, let's go. This is 3-4 months out. And I'm already hitting everyone up like, we need truckloads of toys. We need to fill up stadiums. We need to fill up arenas. And so I am enlisting as much help as humanly possible for this toy drive. And I don't necessarily need them to donate. I need them the toys. I need the physical toys. And even when I said that, I'm actually not supposed to say that. I should be getting people to donate because that's what Tony wants me to do. And so I have to break through that barrier. But what are your thoughts about the toy drive? Why do you think charity is important for people to add into their worlds?
For me, I loved it because I've donated online to charities and just being honest, didn't feel fulfilled. And then you break down what percentage of that goes to
Right.
like staff and
Overhead
what
and
percent actually goes
offices.
to the because And it's sometimes 4%.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Ours is designed as 100% because
Wow.
we have no office. There's no payroll. There's no staff. Everyone's volunteers. I pay for all marketing and shipping. Like I've been self-supporting it for years with Vince Ritchie. There is no overhead.
Yeah.
And even as we get bigger and bigger, we don't need an office. Vince owns Hubble Studio. He's got 44,000 square feet of office space in downtown LA. I've got plenty of staff. He's got plenty of staff. None of them take $1. And so for me, that's what's in your mind about charity. Some people have charity as a bad word because they look at it like, oh, only 4% goes to charity or 10 or 20%, whatever the number is. And some organizations, the greater good is still there. Right? They do need a huge overhead and they do need a huge staff, et cetera, but they've taken it, some of them too far, or they're taking up too much of the money. But it doesn't mean that we don't want that 10 or 20% to still go to people. There's still a greater good in theory. I've just been running this as a 0% charity, meaning 0% goes to overhead because of that.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to ever question it. And also, I'm doing all of this in public for my long-term goal, the concept of saving the world. I want to be able to go to the Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos' ex-wife who's donating tens of billions of dollars, et cetera, and show them that I can efficiently do charity better than anybody in the world.
Wow.
For free. I'll never want a salary. I don't want anything. I want to efficiently do it by proving the world's largest toy drive, the tipping dinners, the Thanksgiving food drives, model citizen backpacks, all of my charity stuff that's very public is to prove to them so that I will be efficient with their funds, kind of like Elon did, where he was being efficient with the country's funds. I want to do that for charity so that they would trust in me to go out there and execute. Because there's only 3 core things that humans need: food, water, shelter. Yes, they need love and other things on top of that. But to actually survive in a desert or a jungle, you need food, water, shelter. All 3 of those are curable. There's no reason with Walmarts and Targets and major chain restaurants that we don't have food, water for everyone. There's no reason at all. And the shelter part's fixable because obviously how many hundreds of buildings are in Las Vegas right now that are empty warehouses?
Yeah.
It's fixable. So what are your thoughts about the nonsense and the crazy?
I have a lot of thoughts on that. I've seen information online that's basically saying that world hunger could be solved if like fast food chains and restaurants gave their leftovers away, which I don't know if that's true, but
you know that in most states it's illegal for the restaurants to give food to the homeless.
Really?
Like actually illegal.
Wow.
And if you went in and bought $150 of burgers and walked outside and gave it to the homeless, in many states it's illegal for you to hand it out.
What?
Yes.
What's the charge for that? Like that's crazy to me.
It's insane. You can research it in a lot of states, not just some states, in a lot of states. It's so frustrating because think about it. How much food does Olive Garden give away that they could be giving that pasta outside or the soups outside or the breadsticks outside? No one's going to complain that's homeless to take 2-day-old or 3-day-old food. Now, look, I'm not saying give them expired food, obviously. For sure. But there's so much food that they are not allowed to sell anymore. Look at the grocery stores. After a few days, they're legally not allowed to sell it, or they don't want to sell something that's a little bit unripened. You think if I'm homeless, I'm not going to eat an unripened orange or a tomato? I'll take it all. Give it all to me to feed my children, to feed my friends, to feed my family, to feed myself. I don't care if it's a little bit off. And there's so many things that are not expired. They just have like a dent in the tomato or a dent in the fruit, and they can't sell that either.
Wow.
They're not allowed to give it away in a lot of states. And so there's some great companies that are coming out. There's one called Goodr, Goodr. She's building like free grocery store type things and collecting a lot of food. I love the free grocery store model. That would be my dream, to be like grocery stores that are free, and everyone gets a certain debit card, like a gift card, and they can use every single week, and it gets recharged every single Monday, for example.
That'd be cool.
Tell me your thoughts. What do you think about what's passion for you in the charity space?
Yeah, stuff like that, where it's closer to 100% of what I'm giving is going towards the cause. And that's what you do with the toy drives. That's what I think Tony Robbins does when he feeds the homeless. So stuff like that. My question to you is, do you think that's possible at scale?
Absolutely.
You think so?
You have to make it efficient like a business. So the same way we were talking earlier about Everbowl, 1 new restaurant every 6 days, 104 locations. Imagine Jeff Fenster sells Everbowl one day, and I say, hey, Jeff, do me a favor. Let's build grocery stores all over the country that are free grocery stores. Well, you now have an operator that knows how to build locations. He knows how to scale them. He knows how to make it efficient. It has 30,000 visitors a day. Why couldn't Jeff go do the same thing for free grocery stores? He could. But he would need the capital to go do that. I believe that if I went to billionaires and zillionaires and the general public, here's an efficient CEO. So Jeff sold a restaurant chain. Here's an efficient CEO and a big support team to go do the exact same model, but for free grocery stores. I believe that's very clear that it's scalable, and it could be global too. Those restaurants could be all over the world. But let's just focus on America. If you make free grocery stores and you place them in certain areas, downtown in a lot of cities is terrible, right? Downtown LA, downtown New York, downtown Chicago. Where a lot of homeless is. Even downtown San Diego, a gorgeous city, 22,000 homeless down there.
Damn.
And so could you make a grocery store in downtown and have a CEO run it like a business? Absolutely. Absolutely. And think about this, not just the money to open the location, manage it, operate it, et cetera. A lot of employees work as volunteers because they get charity hours for doing it for their school or college, or just because they want to emotionally. But a lot of the brands, the food brands and the beverage brands could be sending their food and surplus items there and get a write-off.
Right, a charity donation.
Exactly. And so a free grocery store is very, very realistic. And think about what happens if you feed the community.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if that plays out anytime soon, a free grocery store. There's talks in New York, right?
Yes. So the lady from Atlanta that did Gooder, she's been doing it.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, she's been doing it.
Where at?
In Atlanta and other cities, yeah.
Nice.
And her name is Jasmine Crow. It's been fascinating to watch what she's built, and what I would really do is support someone like her to be the CEO, right? Come in and like, surprise, I got you $1 zillion.
Yeah.
You go do it, and I'll help with the marketing and efficiency. Building together the Avengers, right? The all-star team. Someone like Jasmine Crow who's super passionate. Someone like Jeff Fenster who's scaled a chain of restaurants. Get those type of characters together. Maybe you go find the CEO of a Chipotle or find the CEO of a Ralph's grocery store. Get those people together on a board like the Avengers and say, how do we scale a free grocery store chain? And then you think about the same thing for other parts of life. Grocery stores are just the best because also your medical supplies can be picked up there. There's so many things that someone that's homeless or struggling needs. And let's just be real. There's going to be way more homelessness as AI gets better.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Because the lower class is going to be very, very tough. And what happens when robots are serving all the food at Jack in the Box, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, et cetera? That's like 3 or 4% of the workforce in America works at these fast food chains.
Right.
What happens to someone that's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, or someone that has unskilled labor? If they can't work at something like that, where are they going to work?
Yeah, that's a good point. Even lawyers, man, not just even these lower tier jobs, but I know lawyers not hiring anymore.
Well, that what's the AI company for lawyers? They raised like $105 million before they're even live. That's how much capital went into it because it's obvious that most legal documents are what's called legalese. Most of it's just the same stuff.
Yeah.
But they're billing at $400 to $1,000 an hour for the same stuff. Ultimately, you still need a lawyer to fight with you in a courtroom or fight with you and have discussions. But at some point, the robot lawyers might be taking over for most cases. Listen, if you're going to trial for murder, you're going to want a real lawyer, right?
Yeah.
But an AI or a robot could help that lawyer become even more efficient. And that means that they might not need their subsidiary lawyers. They're helpers that work in the firm, and that could save them a ton of capital if they don't have to have those. So, all right. Back to the marketing, put your marketing hat back on. When you're watching things that are happening on social media, how do you know when something's going to take off? Whether it's a video, whether it's a picture, whether it's a caption, what do you think is that makes the magic happen for social media?
I used to think going viral was lucky. And it is for some videos like the Hawk Tour Girl and rare scenarios like that, maybe Ashton Hall. But since I've been able to produce these views so consistently for over like a year now, it's no longer lucky to me going viral. Like you can predict going viral. It's all about the hook. First 3 seconds, if I'm not interested, I'm scrolling, I'm gone.
Right.
So you need good editors. And I used to hire overseas for editors, try to cheap out. But that's the one thing I hire American for, editors. I hire college kids that are in the culture, that knows what's going viral, what topics are trending. And when I'm filming the podcast, I'm also taking notes. People always ask me why I'm writing. I'm writing down a clip every time I'm doing that. So when I hear the guests talking, I'm literally writing down what I think will go viral during the episode. And then I send that off to my editors to clip up.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Because I've seen so many viral videos now, I have a really good eye for what I think will go viral.
Are you prompting it? Like, are you kind of teeing it up for them to go viral sometimes?
A lot of the times, yeah. In my questions, I'll give them like a layup opportunity to pop off if they want to.
So basically ask do you think that controversy is useful? Can it hurt people? What do you think about that for social media?
Yeah, I play that line, and I don't ever want to get too far down it because I've had like guests call out other people on the show, and I don't want to be known as that show.
Right. Like
that should be like a rare thing. It shouldn't be like always about drama. Yep. I don't think that's productive. Yep.
So when I talk to social media influencers, we work with 3,500 influencers. I tell them there's a couple core things that you have to make a big decision about not posting. And it's mostly about race, religion, and politics. The reason for it is, let's say you and I, let's say you're a Muslim, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
If we lock ourselves in a room and argue for 24 hours, we're not going to walk out and all of a sudden you switch to being Jewish.
Yeah.
Never, right? And if you like Trump and I like Biden and we sit here and argue for 24 hours, we're not walking out the door, Dan, you know what? I'm switching. I like him too.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. You're never going to switch your political belief or your religious belief. And so 50% of the people are going to hate you for saying it, and the other 50% already agree with you, and they can't agree with you anymore. And so can you do it? And obviously we've seen people do it where they cause controversy. Andrew Tate, Bradley, they like to have fun with it, and some of them are doing both sides of the spectrum to create it, and it works. Engagement farming works from having people argue in your comment section. Some people love to do it. I don't think a lot of people have the thick skin it takes. Brad can brush it off. Andrew Tate loves it. Some people enjoy and thrive off of it. And so I tell most influencers to avoid that situation because I don't think that they can handle the repercussions of all these messages and mean DMs that are going after them just for saying that they are Jewish or they are Muslim or they are political and this is their belief or this is what they think about George Floyd or this is what they think about this situation. I'm not saying you can't have your beliefs. Of course you can. But I believe that when you go out there and push your agenda on someone, that's where the friction comes in. Talking about what you believe in, that's obviously perfectly fine. But telling someone else that they should change their religion or change their politics or that they are wrong, you're going to have a battle that you cannot win.
Yeah.
So when you see certain things that are happening on social media and something is going viral, are there things that happen like when, let's say you put out a video and it gets 14 million views and then it jumps to 32 million views? Is there certain things you're like, okay, we should do this. We should put this follow-up post should happen, or we should do this here, or maybe I should do an IG live right now because all this traction. Are there any tips and tricks there?
Yeah, you definitely want to capitalize off trending content. And I agree with your advice. The way I combat that is I have on both sides. So I don't go too far down one lane.
Got it.
So if I have on a Republican the next day or even same day, I'll have on a Democrat.
Right.
And I'll kind of balance that. But I agree, those topics can get you in a lot of trouble. I've lost a lot of sponsors. I've lost guests. I've lost a lot. I've probably lost tons of money having on certain people like Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, people like that. It's just part of the game right now. Yeah. So you got to choose if you're willing to go down that road. And for me, I'm risky. So I am willing to take risks and pay the consequence. I'm currently banned on TikTok right now. Instagram just took down a lot of my videos. So that's the game I'm playing. But I want the truth out there. I want people to be able to voice their opinion, and I'll let the audience decide. That's sort of my strategy.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
All right, before we wrap up, I need your advice. I have to go global with the Ranch Raffle. So it's ranchraffle.com. I'm going to be hitting up. I already did one of the biggest TV platforms. I did an interview for them 2 days ago. So that's going to be coming out. The largest publication, the most respected publication in the world, I already did the interview for them too. So I'm already seeding the market, but I need to do this globally.
Yeah.
I want them talking about this in Finland, in Japan, in Tokyo, in Sweden, everywhere, because this is a global raffle. And if I go over 15 million, let's say I go to 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, and something crazy happens, all of that money, 100% of it goes, they wire directly to the toy drive. They wire right to Trina's kids. And so I feel like I have a lot on the line. Most people, and the company told me that most people do 3 to 6 months for their contests, for their raffles. I'm doing mine for 3 weeks. So I'm doing very fast, very aggressive. It ends in the middle of September. And so what are your thoughts? What would you do if you were running the ranchraffle.com? What are some things that you would do to hit up your friends, hit up influencers, hit up, like you said, Mr. Beast or live streamers? What would you do? Yeah,
so definitely hit up the live streamers. I would have your assistant go on the top Apple, YouTube, and Spotify charts on each country, have them email them, get on all the top podcasts, and do that by country. So that'll probably take her a while, but definitely do that. Partner with the streamers, get on as many podcasts as possible, get on as many news and press outlets as possible, run some clippers if you have the budget for that. And I think between those 5 things, you'll be set.
So what's cool is this platform actually allows you to do affiliate marketing too. And so that we're allowed to pay out to affiliates that want to promote it and push it, which is rare and awesome. And so we added in bundles and packages, buy $100 of tickets, get another $100. I'm actually running, it's 2 concurrent raffles. So one is ranchraffle.com. That's the $15 million ranch. But because there's a minimum guarantee for someone to win it, the way the system works is they have to have a concurrent one for my other 103 prizes. So that's elevatorraffles.com. But on elevatorraffles.com, you can't buy a ticket. It's free. You just register for free. And if you want more tickets, you buy ranchraffle.com tickets. And then we give you 1 for 1. So you buy 50 tickets here, you get 50 tickets over here. So Ranch Raffle, Elevator Raffles. And these 103 prizes, you can only really get into a bunch more tickets by buying it here. And so I basically have to market 2 concurrent raffles, but focusing all my energy on ranchraffle.com because you automatically get your tickets in Elevator Raffles. When it comes to the prizes, I went and did collabs. So Fan Basis is buying the iPads, 10 iPads. Everbowl is buying 10 Jason Tatum shoes and sneakers, right? Icon Meals is buying products. Beautyboss.com is buying products. All my brands that I invest into or are friends with, etc. Creatures of Habit Oatmeal with Gary Vee.
That's brilliant.
Like I'm tying those brands in. When someone out there is trying to get brands to sponsor their podcast or sponsor their crazy raffle, how do you interact with brands to get them to want to sponsor?
Yeah, so a lot of them will only work if you have viewers. So the way I structure that is product placement. Because I have clippers, because I have people editing for my podcast on a paid performance basis, I can guarantee views to brands, which is really hard to do. Because you can have a podcast get 1,000 views and the next one will get 100,000. But I'm able to guarantee 10 million views a month on the short form clips, basically, if they want that. And the products are in my background. So if you have views, you could just offer that. I also do a lot of in-person events. So if they want to set up at the table, set up a booth or whatever like you, I'll do that as well,
So there is one question I ask on every Money Mondays episode. So I'm going to ask you that question. So let's say one day you have children, whether you have children or adopt children. And you build up all these companies. You're deep into crypto, investments, you own pieces of companies. And let's say one day you're worth hundreds of millions and hopefully billions of dollars, but the time is to pass away. What percentage of your net worth does Sean Kelly leave to those children?
Wow, you got me thinking far in the future now. So this is assuming I'm a really good parent and I have a really good relationship with my kid. Hopefully that's the case. I'm getting married in 2 months and I want to have kids soon. So assuming that, I would probably leave them a lot. But I know that's a controversial take. But if I did a bad job and we didn't have a good relationship, I would leave them nothing.
I've gotten so many different answers from 0 to 100%. And it's very fascinating to hear the reasoning why. And I like the way that you said it because it is about the relationship and the trust factor. I want to trust that my daughter is going to go out there and be able to effectively spend this money, effectively use the money, invest the money, donate to charity, etc. And I'm hopefully that I can be a good parent to pioneer her to go do that and make her want to go do that. And if you don't have a good relationship, then you can't trust in that child to go do that. And I think it's an interesting take that you have. Okay, where can people find you, find the podcast, find all the things that are going on in your world?
Sean Mike Kelly on Instagram, guys, Digital Social Hour Podcast. Thanks so much, man. This was fun.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.